Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with HerballyHipTarot. How's my Herbally Hip tribe doing? This is for entertainment purposes only, and everything we say here is allegedly. Okay guys, this is the last video for today. I just want to do an open read on this measles outbreak because I was watching something on the news and this guy said that it could turn out to be a pandemic. I'm like, what the hell? So I had read that a pandemic could be happening in November. I say could because energy can change, things can change, but that's what I've gotten so far. And then this guy said that he thinks the measles outbreak could turn into, it's being so mishandled by the Orange Menace that it could turn out to be a pandemic. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, and the Supreme Court appears for the the Supreme Court approving for the Orange Menace to use the Aliens Act. I'm going to do an open read on that. That is disgusting. From what I understand, the Aliens Act can only be used at wartime. We are not at war. So for them to say that he can continue using it is BS. The only thing that I believe that they did say, from what my understanding, is that they said he does have to go through the court system. Like, he can't just be, arresting people off the streets. But they shouldn't even let him be able to use that. Okay. So, let's do an open read on the measles outbreak. Let me see what cards I should use. Clear. Spirit, should I use what lies beneath to do an open read about the measles outbreak? Yes. Clear. Supreme Court approves for the Orange Menace to use the Aliens Act. Open read. Should I use what lies beneath? Yes. All right, so I'm going to use what lies beneath for both of them. Okay, right back. Let me shuffle, and I'll be right back. All right, so let's do an open read on this measles outbreak. Hater. I'm going to call that the Orange Menace, okay? That's, when I see that red face, it just reminds me of Republicans. So, or MAGA. MAGA and Republicans are really two different things. So let's just call this MAGA. Or the Orange Menace. Okay, let's open up the center. Don't want to hear it. That's all of us. We do not want to hear about another pandemic. Okay. Oh, Lord. Hopefully this is not going to be a pandemic. Using our emotional intelligence. And what I'm talking about here is our intelligence. Unlike last time, the Orange Menace told people not to use their intelligence by simply wearing a mask and staying 6 feet apart with a pandemic. So this time it looks like people are going to use their intelligence. Okay? Remember how we had like some people not wanting to wear masks and stuff and coming right up on you when they're supposed to be 6 feet and we're in the middle of a pandemic? Yeah. Okay, so I have promiscuous, and this is haphazard, irregular, casual, and I can see something. Okay, I'm on my phone right now, and Mary Trump's niece, something came across because she has her own YouTube channel. Something about the measles and Trump not accepting it. And look what the card I just got. Promiscuous. How will he handle this how will he handle this if he was in there? Haphazardly. In fact, I want to know. Okay, we'll ask this question. We'll ask is he going to be in office when this is called a pandemic, if it's a pandemic. So we'll ask. Knowing they effed up. Who's going to know they effed up? People who don't have the measles shot, is that who? Or people who aren't following the plan for a pandemic? I don't know. Watching the SH go down. I guess that's us. Oh God. And it's toxic. This sounds like, yes, a pandemic. A pandemic is toxic, and especially if the Orange Menace handles it at all. What does ND mean? I'm not sure yet. Already knowing the T. Are these the scientists and everyone who already know the T, that this could turn into a pandemic? Because it was like a scientist who I heard it on the news. Police. Will the military or the police have to get involved in this? I think more the military. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to double check. Okay. Red lipstick stain. I'm thinking that this is going to be, this represents KAMALA. I think KAMALA will be in office before this pandemic hits. Clear. Spirit. As the energy stands right now, is the measles going to turn into a pandemic? Oh my God. It is saying yes, and it's a big yes. Clear. Will the Orange Menace be in power when the pandemic is announced? Thank God, no. Thank God. Clear. Spirit, will people use their intelligence this time and protect themselves from not getting the disease? Yes. Clear. Will there be those who don't follow the rules? Yes. Clear. And are those the people who will know that they effed up? Yes. And the reason I said that is because of this card here. Clear. Spirit. Does the Orange Menace know already that this measles could turn into a pandemic? Does he already know? Yes. Clear. So if he was to handle it, he would handle it haphazard like he did last time? Yes. Okay. Clear. So will KAMALA be president when this pandemic really hits home? Yes. Clear. Will she handle it well? Yes. Clear. Will lots of people die from the measles outbreak? No. Clear. Is that because KAMALA will be president and it will be handled correctly? Yes. Clear. Has the measles outbreak, has it already started on a good level? Yes. Clear. Clear. Spirit, will the measles outbreak be announced in November of 2025? Oh my God. Okay, I've been getting this thing about a pandemic before that scientist talked about it. This is crazy. We discovered that there could be a pandemic in November about a month ago, and now there's a scientist talking about the measles being the pandemic because it's not being handled right. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Okay. I have a question about this. Clear. Spirit. The measles pandemic, will we have to stay inside again? Oh my God, yes. Clear. For 1 month? No. Clear. 2 months? No. Clear. 3 months? Yes. Lord. I was watching the news and I heard that a scientist actually say it. He said, yeah, because the way we're handling the measles right now, it's going to be a pandemic. I'm like, didn't I just read about that a month ago? Yes. Okay. Craziness. Why does there have to be pandemics when the Orange Menace is in? The reason there has to be pandemics when the Orange Menace is in because he doesn't handle things right. That's why. And they become pandemics. If he would handle it right, it wouldn't be a pandemic. He's trying to basically get rid of the CDC, the ones who, you know, prepare us so we don't have pandemics, or if we do have a pandemic, they can actually handle the situation right. He's firing and laying off people and trying to get rid of the CDC. Okay. Okay, I want to do an open read on, like I said, on the Supreme Court approving of the Orange Menace using the Aliens Act. Like, what can they tell us about it? So, they said my pendulum said, my spirit guide said to use what lies beneath. Let me shuffle and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's do the read on the Supreme Court approving of the Orange Menace using the Aliens Act. But they're saying he should go through the court system. He needs to let people have their day in court before he just, you know, arrests them off the street, drags them into some prison in another country. Hater. Why did we get... Okay. I'm just going to call this the Orange Menace. Look, she looks orange, red, and he's a hater. Sex shop. Why are we getting that? Okay. Okay, check yourself. Who needs to check themselves? I think this is the Orange Menace needs to check himself because they told him that you do have to go through the courts. You can't just, you know, just do it willy-nilly. You do got to still go through the courts. But this is causing what? A lot of chaos. And the courts did not help. Because the way he's been doing it is chaotic. Okay? People, not the sexual part, protection. The immigrants, they need what? They need protection. This is how I think we all feel, how the U.S. feels about how they are treating the immigrant people. Absolutely horrendous, disgusting. Trying to see, outdated, expired, disused, old news, and discarded. Is this how, I have a feeling this is what the American people, they want the Orange Menace out of here. This is how we feel about him, and it's right next to each other. All right, so we will. I hate nothing about you. And I think this is being facetious. I think we hate everything about you. The American people. All right, let me keep going. Okay, pregnancy test. Unsure, pregnancy scare, positive, negative. And I think that the way he's been handling it, I'm going to go with the negative word. And it's scaring a lot of people. He's destroying, shattering, and effing up the government, people's family, the economy. I could go on and on. Okay, keeping our promise. I think this is the Supreme Court saying you do have to go through the courts, though. You can't just do it willy-nilly and just pull people off the street. All right, so let's ask a few questions here. Clear. Spirit. Are the majority of the American people upset about how the Orange Menace is handling immigrants? Yes. Clear. The way he is handling immigrant people, could this get him removed from office? Yes. Clear. Will this be a part of why he's removed from office? Yes. Clear. Is he going to use is he going to do it the right way and use the court system? Of course not. No. Clear. Clear. Spirit, will the Supreme Court go against him because he didn't follow their orders? Yes. Jesus. So this looks, it looks like he's going to still not use the court system, still grab people off the streets, and then the Supreme Court will come down on him. Why would they give him why would they trust him at all? They should have said, no, you can't use the Aliens Act. You have to go through the court system and use the system we have right now. So the destroyed, shattered up, broken, and effed up card. Spirit, is the destroyed, shattered, broken, and effed up card, is that what he's going to do to this country until the Supreme Court stops him? Yes. It's a big yes. So there's more people are going to get arrested off the streets or just break into their houses until the Supreme Court finally puts a stop to it. Absolutely disgusting. But it'll be another check next to his name of why he's removed. Okay. All right, I think that's it on this one. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's it for this one. Okay, you guys, that's it for today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so and give this video a thumbs up. Comments or questions, or anything you want me to read about, leave it below. And remember, you guys, do something to make yourself happy today, because we're going through a lot of crap. Okay, we need to keep our happy endorphins up, and while we go through all of this. I know. All right, you guys, love, peace, and happiness, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.